Yeah, so basically, if you see here, so we have created two bank accounts. So that is one for the Bank of America, and the other one is for American Express. So these are the two bank accounts that we have created. And with this, basically, we can do the bank transfer and the other functionalities. So we are good with this particular configuration. So only thing that we need now is that few transaction in the AP module and AR module. Okay. So apart from that, I'll also explain the configuration part for our this thing. So when we say AP, so let's take AP, because if you see AP and AR, it is almost similar in terms of bank integration. So integrating with bank, basically we have multiple options. So either we can say this is a manual way of handling the payments. So that is we don't basically interact with what you call bank server with communication or delivery modes. So instead, what will happen in the manual payment mode is that basically we will take this payment file. So after we complete our payment batch, basically we will take the file and we will upload it in the bank server. That is either we can say what do you call the Bank of America or American Express. So after uploading our payment file, so basically bank will pick that and it will process the file. So this is what we say the manual way of processing the payments. And we have other way of handling it, that is automation. So for the automation, if you look at it, we have two things. So one is traditional route, that is SFTP folder route. So where we will have common folder where we will place our file and bank will pick from there and bank will process it. So how we have the scheduled program for every 1 hour or half an hour based on the requirement. Similarly, bank also will have their own specification, like how to pick the file and how to run it. Okay. So based on that, basically the files will be picked up and it will be processed for the final payment or the clearance. So once this is done, so basically we will get the UTR number. So UTR number will be updated in our bank statement. So using that, basically we will update to our transactions. Okay, so this is one thing. And the other option in the automation route is that API. So on each API call, basically we will get the inputs from the bank, whether this payment is processed or not. So this is kind of a real-time integration. So these are the ways that we have. But before that, so we will have a specific statement that we will use. So if you see most of the cases, we will use MT940. So we have a mapping for this. So if you see here, so this is the bank statement mapping that we are using. Okay, so I'll just open the screen. So this will be usually the text format. Okay, and if you see here, so this is our statement mapping thing, and our control file is that Swift 940. And this is the columns that we will have. We will have basically the statement number, account details, and bank, and we will have the total debit and credit, and we will have relevant details of it. Okay, so this is how basically we will have the header information from the bank statement, and this is how the line information will look like. Basically, we will have the detailed information of the header, whatever we have. Okay, so this is what the format that we are following for the bank statement. So once this mapping and everything is done, so what we will do is that we will load this particular program. So when this is through our SFTP folder, so that is through automatic route. So basically we will have the files that is imported from the bank. So what we will do is that we will have it automated and we will have it in the loader program. So how we will import those statement is that we have here bank statement. Okay. So from interface we can have this file whatever imported, and we have a concurrent program here. Yeah. So this is the program that we will use. So the program name is bank statement loader. So basically this will get the files. So we will have the mapping thing. So let's say 940, and I will have to give the file name. So since we don't have option of integrating with the bank server and the other things, so we don't have this configuration in place. So in real time, we will give the data file name, and we will give the path for it, and we will give the relevant inputs like the ARC name and the bank account number and these details. Okay. Once we are done with this parameters, so after we click this, basically the program that we are trying to run, bank statement loader. So this will basically import the statement that is yet to be processed. Okay. So after we import this particular program, so we will see this bank statement here in the interface. Okay. So for example, if you see, so this is the account, and so this is for the different bank. So I'm just giving for understanding. So this is the control balance that we have, and we can look at the line. So basically for this particular bank statement, so we have one line that is receipt, that is numbered with one, amount is 100. Okay. And here if you see in the reference column, basically we will have this inputs. So if you if you wanted to do the auto reconciliation, so this is where basically we will mention those details. So after adding the relevant inputs here, basically system will validate and system will do the automatic reconciliation. Okay, so now after importing our bank statement, basically we will have this details in the bank statement and reconciliation. So this is manual way of processing it, and the other way is that we have this concurrent program. So through this concurrent program, basically we can import the transaction. I mean, we can do the reconciliation. So we have imported the bank statement. So what we will do is that we will do the automatic reconciliation. Okay, so basically we will give the bank account details, that is branch and account number. So after giving this, we will have the statement numbers. So we will basically give the statement numbers. So after giving this inputs, basically it will process the transaction that has been imported into our server, that is into ABS. Okay. So based on the reference parameters that we have given, system is going to pick up and it is going to perform the reconciliation. And the other way of doing is that we have two manual options. So either we can create the bank statement manually, or we can clear the transaction manually. If you see here, so if I open this clear transaction, so basically I can give the account number. So let me open this particular account. Okay, I think the transactions are already reconciled, so that is why we are not seeing any transaction with this. Let me open a different one. Okay, so here we have few transaction that is not reconciled. Okay, so if you see here, so this is our payment number, and if you look at this, so we will have the original currency, and then we will have the payment and the payment number, and we will have basically the amount. Yeah, so amount and date. So if we want to reconcile this particular transaction, we can just click this and we can say clear transaction. So which means this will be reconciled. Yeah. So now this is reconciled. So now if we take this particular account, and when we check an unclear transaction, we will have this that particular transaction, because that is processed inside our this thing. So uncleared is to find basically the transaction that were already cleared. Okay. So these are the transaction that is cleared. Ours is 10,000. Yeah, I think this is the one. So maybe we will try to do another transaction. So let me take the same account. Okay. So the payment number I'm choosing this time is 6539, and the amount is 11,571. So I'm clearing this transaction. Okay, so this is cleared. So let me open unclear transaction. Six five three nine. Yeah, this is the one that we did the reconciliation. Okay, so we basically cleared this transaction called 6539. So now if you wanted to do the unclear, which means I don't want to reconcile this for any reason, so I can simply say that unclear. Okay, so now I'm going to get again there in that particular page. Okay, so this is a manual way of doing it. And the other way is that we have this bank statement and reconciliation. So basically here we can do our this thing. Sorry, it is supposed to be new. Yeah, so I'm just giving the account number of the bank, and I'm giving the transaction date, and based on that, system is picking the GL date automatically. And if you see, and I didn't give any opening balance, system is picking automatically. And I'll say lines. So in the line details, basically I'll give the transaction of the statement. So here I have payment, I have receipt, and I have miscellaneous receipt, miscellaneous payment. And if at all there is an rejection and the other things to be handled, we can say the rejected and the other statement related external transaction that we can capture. Okay. So let's say code. I think code is not mandatory. Okay. So this is the transaction that I'm trying to reconcile. So I'll just click this and I'll say reconcile. Yeah. So now we can see that amount reconciled is it is yet to be reconciled is 571.62. Okay. So I'll just say corporate account and I'll say control total balance do not match, which means the total is different from what I'm trying to do. So here in this case for testing purpose, I'm giving only one line, but whereas there we have more than 100 lines. So I'm just saying continue. So we can see that status this has been reconciled. Just give me one minute. Yeah, so if you see, so this is the payment that we are checking. So that is, so basically we have three invoices that is attached to this particular thing. Yeah, the same thing, 11,571,62. Okay. So we can see here the status that is reconciled but unaccounted, which means I didn't account this particular transaction, but whereas I have reconciled this payment. So that is, I have generated the UTR number and the other details. Okay. So this is about the bank statement. So apart from this, so only option that is left out is the automation. So automation, basically we will need the bank server and the other details. So I'll not be able to show the automation since we don't have that option. So apart from that, so this is how we will see the bank statement and the reconciliation and this kind of options. Okay. Any doubt? Or we'll move on to bank account transfer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we will just try to create the bank account transfer. So to create the bank account transfer, the navigation would be from this thing. If you log in into cash management, we will have the bank account transfer. So from there directly, system will pick, get us to this particular page. Yeah, so we can see this particular transaction that is settled. Okay, so we can see that this is the inflow, and we have the other one that is outflow. Yeah, so this is basically in unprocessed status because we didn't run the create accounting and the other process. So let me run this one. Yeah. So basically, if you see here, so we have issue in generating the account code combination because for a reason that the balancing segment value that is attached to this particular balancing segment value is different from what we are selecting. So I'm just sharing the exception. So if you see here, so this will be our basic accounting entry. So that would be from cash account to miscellaneous cash. So here, this particular combination is not allowed. So which means this is not generated on the fly. So that's why we are getting this issue called specified in line 1 is not assigned to the vision operation this thing. So which we need to work from scratch. So basically the entries will be same. So this is the accounting entry that we will have. So that is cash to miscellaneous cash for the bank account transfers. Okay. Yeah, so we are done with the bank statement and the bank account transfers, and we know the bank creation and the other things. That is normal process. So the other thing that we will talk about is that the cash forecasting. Okay. So here we have forecast in days or forecast in GL periods. So let me take days for now, and I'll say the overdue transaction should I include or I should exclude it. So for now, I don't wanted to consider the overdue transaction. So I just wanted to see the transaction that is inside this thing, the dues. So if we enable this particular option, basically we will have all the transaction which has crossed the dues as well. And I'm just clicking next. So here basically we can add the supplier invoices and the other inputs. So I'll just say one and I'll say mission operations. I don't want it to segregate it based on the pay group or the supplier this thing. So I'm just saying it as none. So which means I'm not applying it to anything. So I'm just adding this particular line called supplier invoice. Okay. So let me add another one line as well. So that is for the customer invoices. Okay. So that's what we are almost done. So we are creating the second line and I have attached the operating unit. And based on that, basically system is going to populate these values and we can see the forecasting for this one. Okay, so I'll just say next. Okay, I didn't attach the exchange rate. Yeah, so basically system is considering for the other transaction as well. So that's why it is saying the currency related thing. So anyway, we are not dealing with the foreign currency transaction. So this is not our this thing. So let's try to open the this thing. Yeah. So if you see the this thing prediction that we have given is from 1st November. So for the 1st November, since we have only one transaction, system has taken this. And since we don't have any transaction for the month of, I mean, we don't have any transaction in the AR, so that is account receivable. So we don't have any amount that is being displayed. So basically, based on the previous transaction that we have given, and system is going to pick the relevant this thing, and it will analyze and it will give the forecast to us. Okay. So this is about the cash forecasting. Yeah, so here if you see, so I have just mentioned that whether I wanted to have it for the 20 rows or how many rows basically I wanted to display it. So I didn't change anything. So I'm just giving the seeded one that is for 20 days. And then we have use calculated priority cash flow. So whether we wanted to use the cash flow that we created in the last day, and if we wanted to use the overdue transaction balance as well. So this I say no because I don't want to consider those ones. Okay. And apart from that, we have the bank account balance, whether we wanted to set it manually or we wanted to take it for all the accounts. Okay. And then we have cash pool. So I didn't create any cash pool. So basically what is cash pool is that cash pool will let us what do you call the aggregate the different bank accounts. So let's say I have three bank accounts in HDFC or Bank of America. So I wanted to aggregate and say that this comes under one pool so that I can define it here. So since I didn't give those options, so I'm just disabling this as it is. I mean, I'm not using this. And we have intraday transaction. So intraday transaction is something which will happen in a particular given day. So I don't want to restrict at this point as well. So I say for all transactions. Okay. And then we have cash inflow and cash outflow. So this so this is like we have both at the cash management or we have at the other subledgers like payables and the receivables. Okay, so in this case, I'll just select this one, what do you call the customer receipts. Yeah, I think we don't have in the customer receipts as well. So yeah, I'll just have it this one, the supplier payment, because for the supplier payment we have one. So I'll just include this. Okay, so that's it. We are done with the cash position. Yep. So this is our this guy. So let me generate the cash position. Yeah. So based on the parameters that we have given, so this is what we will get based on the statement and the other inputs that we have for the bank statement. So basically, we had this opening balance and Since we gave an option called reconcile transactions will be avoided, so we don't have the supply payments as well. Because if you remember, we have reconciled this particular transaction. So we will have the actual cash position, that is the vendor payments, that will be zero, and net will be always zero, and we will have the closing balance. Okay, so this is what the cash positioning. Yeah. So that's it. We have the cash management. So any doubt or anything?
No,
Have it in other modules also. You can just ask.
okay, if I find out, I'll come back to you
Yeah,
regarding
yeah,
other
sure, yeah,
models.
yeah, sure,
Other
sure.
one. Yeah.
No
Thank you.
problem. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.